Welcome to a listening skills workshop review. Most people believe that they are excellent listeners. They don't think they need a listening skills class. So I call it something just a little bit different. For salespeople, I call it the most important power tool in your sales toolbox. For customer service people, I say the most important tool in your customer contact toolbox. For leadership training, I call it the most important power tool in your leadership toolbox. Now, let me give you a hint as to what this is all about or how you can get them interested. Look at what this power tool can do for you. It helps you build relationships, discover opportunities, reduce mistakes, solve problems, increase business, gain respect, and save time. Now, this is a pretty powerful tool. Now, let me give you another hint as to what this power tool is. Stephen Covey says, most people do not listen with the intent to understand. They listen with the intent to reply, not necessarily the purpose of good listening. A Chinese proverb says, to be heard, sometimes you must listen. Let me give you an idea of what this program will include. It starts with activity 1, followed by activity 2. A lot of trainers use group activities as icebreaker. I don't use it as an icebreaker. I believe that if you're going to start with an activity, it has to relate directly back to the topic of the workshop. So after activity 1 and activity 2, actually there's a third activity to get them involved that I call how would you respond? And I make a comment and I ask them, how would you respond to someone if they said that? I do about 3 or 4 of those, and then I say, that's how you responded now. After this program, let's see how you would respond. Then we talk about the 3 laws of listening and the 5 rules of listening. So indeed, you have 3 immutable laws of listening, cannot change. And then you have 5 rules based on the situation that you are working with. We also discuss the roadblocks. What stops us from being good listeners? And there are some very logical reasons why people tend not to listen as well as they could. And we discuss what those are so that the participants will know how to avoid those roadblocks. Then we get into real life. We talk about real life situations, real life communication situations. These are situations where we have to communicate effectively with people. And I have narrowed them down to 4 different areas. The first is when we deal with amiable or amicable people. These are just plain nice people. And you do get to meet some of these people every once in a while. But you also have to learn how to deal with angry people. Now, the way you would listen and communicate with an angry person is not the same as the way you would deal with an amicable person. You also have argumentative people. All these people want to do is argue with you. And then you also have the other side of that, the apathetic, where you just can't get them to talk. These people just don't care about anything. These are the people that say, please hold my hand while we jump down the elevator shaft. They flat out don't care. With each 4 of these situations, you should work towards an expected outcome. With the amiable or the amicable person, all you really want to do is build rapport. And you have techniques for building rapport. For angry people, what you're looking for is a resolution. Now, have you ever noticed the first 3 things out of a person's mouth have nothing to do with the problem? So you have to dig deeper to get to the real source of the problem. And we show people how to do that. Then you have the argumentative people, and all they want is recognition. That's really all they want. And so you have to work towards getting them to the point where they feel comfortable with you and they become an amicable person. And with the apathetic person, what you're looking for is a response. You have to work hard, you have to listen hard to what they are saying or what they are not saying to get to a situation where they turn into an amiable or an amicable person. So to do this, you need a listening strategy. You need a listening strategy for each one of these 4 different groups. And I call this the other 3 R's. Remember what the other 3 R's are: reading, writing, and reset. What I do is I show them 3 R's that are each different for each group that we are dealing with. The way you would listen to an amicable person is different from the way you would listen to an angry person, and a different set of 3Rs for argumentative, and another set of 3Rs for the apathetic person. So this becomes the bulk of the program. When we get through with that part of the program, I review some of the strategies we talked about, and I show them how to become listening stars. And STARS is a verb that shows them how to listen properly. I also then give them some reminders of what listening is really all about by talking about Aretha Franklin's RESPECT. Then, now that they've got all of that content, now that they are listening stars, I say, okay, now it's your turn. How would you respond? And remember, at the beginning I gave them 4 or 5 statements and I asked them how they would respond. So, my bonus is all messed up. Why can't they get someone in that department who knows how to do things right? So the way they responded to this in the beginning of the program versus the way they should respond to it at the end of the program should be completely different, and I hope completely enlightening. Okay, I will call you the week of June 24th to follow up, or let me know what else I can send you. You can either email me or give me a call, and I'll be happy to follow up with you. Thanks for watching.